Hey guys, welcome back to Day-Today Chess. For today, I've decided to make a short report of round 2 of the semifinals of the World Cup in Baku. Probably you follow the games when semifinals and finals are approaching. I know people get more and more interested about what's going on for the World Cup. But anyways, I would like to tell you my own perspective on what's going on, how possibly my opinion on how the players are feeling, why they chose specific these openings and things like that. So let's start with Karyakin Elyanov. For this game, Karyakin started with c4, which I thought was surprising since he's mostly an e4 player, but probably he didn't want to unveil any of his e4 preparation against Elyanov, or maybe he hasn't had much preparation. He just wanted his seconds, he let his seconds prepare some more for him so that he can play that tomorrow. Who knows? We'll never know. But it is possible we'll see whatever preparation it is in the tiebreaks or not. Anyways, there should be some cool games tomorrow. I can't wait to see them because definitely there's gonna be a winner, and the winner is gonna be playing in the finals and also qualify for the candidates next year. So definitely a great match tomorrow. So let's see what happened today. So he played c4, knight f6, e5. So we have the English here. Knight c6, g3, bishop b4, bishop g2, castle. So far so good, everything theoretical. What to do here with black? Well, e4 is another very typical move in this type of positions. If you didn't play d3 early on to stop any e4, then with black I have this opportunity to chase away your knight from f3 and basically get some more space in the center. Knight g5, and now Elyanov went for bishop takes c3, which is again another typical idea in this position. Just taking away, since you played e4 now, I have 3 pieces attacking the pawn in e4. You can't just defend it with rook e8. So when you played e4, you definitely thought that you're going to give away your bishop. But it's alright. You give away the bishop to double white's pawns, and in these positions, white is going to have some trouble defending one of the pawns. So you always give something for something else. In this case, the bishop pair, but okay, rook e8, f3, another typical move, because white wants to bring this knight back to f3. So he can try to play f3 or d3. Well, with d3, black doesn't need to do anything, because if you take with the pawn, then you remain with these two weak double pawns here. You definitely need the d pawn to remain either d2 or d3 to protect one of these double pawns. So f3 is the typical idea to get the chance to bring your knight back. E takes f3. Actually here e3 has been played before, and what do you guys think white plays? Does he take? No, of course not. He doesn't take in e3. He plays d3. Very typical. And now this pawn in e3 remains weak here in white's part of the board, and eventually following a good play, white has the chance to win this pawn eventually. But it has been played before, so black can still hold on to that pawn, and it's annoying to have such a pawn in your to play against such a pawn. But if you play well, you definitely with white eventually play some f4, rook f3, and that pawn is gonna fall from there. But anyways, Elyanov didn't go for e3. He took in f3, knight takes f3, queen e7. d5 was another possibility in this position, but you gave your bishop pair away. Now you don't want to really open up the center and help white get rid of their double pawns, because now queen takes and knight d4, also queen h5, and now white can take in c6. And although you have some ideas of knight g4 stuff, I have e3 here, and okay, bishop g4, I can just move my queen to somewhere, maybe c2 or bishop f3, one of these two, and you know, with white, this position should be okay. But you know, Elyanov doesn't need to get in such complicated positions. In the first game, they made a draw, so there's no point to try to get crazy. Matchups are coming tomorrow. So queen e7, attacking the pawn, e3, knight to e5. So now I'm basically asking white to trade the knights, or maybe has some troubles with that c4 pawn. And here Karyakin, I think he made a novelty, knight h4. Normally they either take in e5 and they play rook b1 or queen f3, or they play knight to d4. And okay, you cannot really take that pawn in c4 because now I have either knight f4 or e4. So this position seems to be, because now you cannot take here because I have d3. So this position seems to be interesting for white, but Karyakin kind of combined this idea. He didn't go to the knight to d4, he went with the knight to h4. So, but what's the difference between knight d4 and knight h4? Well, now there was d6 and after d3 defending the pawn, because of course black can capture here in c4, but it's really not a big thing. There's knight f5 and now there's d4, and white has compensation for the pawn, the fact that your pieces, black's pieces, are yet not really developed yet. So d6, d3, and now there's knight g6, something, a move that with the knight in d4 it wasn't. So maybe Karyakin just hoped for this line, and here he offered a draw. Only 14 moves into the game, but definitely lots of chances tomorrow for both of the players. I'm really interested to see the games tomorrow and see who's gonna go in the next phase of this tournament. Let us go to the next game, Svidler against Giri. This was the Caro-Kann, which surprised me a little bit because Giri lost the first round. So when you are supposed to win, I don't think you're choosing the Caro-Kann as an attacking crazy variation that you want to play for win. I think maybe Sicilian would have been a better choice. But okay, he went for the Caro-Kann, bishop g6, and although I'm not familiar with this line with either colors, I know that there's h4, h5 here, and h4 is the main line for white. Not the most strategical move or anything, but h4, h5 is very typical for this Caro-Kann when the bishop comes out to g6 and gets chased away. But anyways, Svidler played knight h3, which is not as popular yet, but this is an interesting idea with knight h3, bringing the knight to f4, winning the bishop. Of course, something similar could have been done with the knight in f3, knight f3 e5, or knight f3 h4, but this seems quite interesting to keep your queen open as well. Knight f6, knight f4. Now Giri went for e5. It's because black needs to do something here. If you just play e6, white just has a better position. I'm going to get your bishop. I'll have the bishop there. I have the center. And you're going to have some trouble developing your pieces. I mean, yeah, you can develop the bishop in d6, but how are you going to counter the center? I don't know. This doesn't seem very nice to play when you have to play for a win. So e5 is definitely a better choice, but there is a problem with e5. Now white captured in e5 because white is happy with the trades. Now if you capture in d1, just king takes, and if you play knight g4, threatening here, I don't care. I take in g6 and now knight e4. I'm defending f2, and then I'm gonna play c3, king c2. These bishops are going to, probably this one will be to e3, maybe this e2. This position is really, really nice for white. There's nothing to worry about. The fact that I cannot castle doesn't matter because it's an endgame and my king in c2 is safe. So that's the reason why Giri had to go for queen a5 check. And now c3, queen takes e5. You have to capture your pawn back. Now queen e2. Of course, bishop e2 is more popular, but Svidar doesn't need to win this game to pass, to get to the finals. He only needs a draw, so trading queens is fine for him. It's actually great. Knight d7. Now he took the bishop pair, and he played bishop f4, just finishing his development. You know, he played for draw in a way, but he didn't, he didn't just do nothing. He developed his pieces very naturally, as you can see, and he's just, if he has the chance to win this game, trust me, he will win it. But he just didn't give black any chance to try to even hope for a win. Queen takes e2, bishop takes, bishop c5. Now bishop f3. The bishop is kind of controlling all the squares of this knight, and this one controls e5, so the knights aren't doing much in black's position. Castle. Of course, sure, castle, because this pawn, I'll give away the h2 pawn. Knight d5. Now, Svidar didn't want to just go back. He just captured the knight. He gave his bishop pair back, but he created a weakness, an isolated pawn in d5. Now all he has to do is double and attack it as many times as he can. Okay, knight f8, rook e1, free file, we're taking it. Knight e6, bishop e3. Now he's going back for the trades. Any trades are fine for him. b6. Of course, if you take in e3, you might just take back with the rook, and then I'm going to double, and knight f1, e3, attacking d5. Rook to d3. It's in the plan. Doubling, king c6. Now, knight to e2. I'm bringing the knight towards d4. Also f4, but mostly d4. Now rook h4, knight d4 check, and what's going on? Crazy arrows I prepare here for you guys. So my idea now, if you don't trade the knights, I want to take there, and when you take back with the pawn, I have bishop g5. But let's just say I didn't have bishop g5 attacking these two rooks, but I also have rook g3 and attacking your double pawns here. So black is forced to capture this. And as you see, he gives away the bishop because his knight is still a good piece that can defend his isolated pawn in d5. So he doesn't trade the knight, he keeps the knight. The knight is a good defender. b5, g3. And from now on, as you can see, black has this weakness in d5, but white has none. And he made sure it remained that way for the entire game from now on. He took that pawn just to make some more trades. Rook takes a2, rook d2. Okay, now I'm safely defended, and my two rooks are attacking d5, so keeping your rook there. My bishop is controlling, keeping your knight in e6, so you can play knight c5 because I'm just going to trade it. And from here on, they played for quite some time, but black has no way to really break through the position. Eventually, they got to this position. So basically, it's the same. Not many things have changed. Rook a2. So white decided, okay, let me try trade some more pieces. There's no point to wait much longer. Rook takes b4, took in b4. Of course, this was something I was going to do anytime early on as well. But you have no way to progress this position because now after the bishop and the knight got traded off, if they don't get traded, okay, you just lost a pawn. But they have to be traded, and now really after g5, Anish offered the draw. These pawns just get traded. These 2 pawns are gonna get traded. There's no way to win. I hope you enjoyed this. Stay tuned for more tomorrow. Bye!